Peace. Good morning, family. How you doing? It's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. It is Friday, October the 28th. This week has really flown by. But hey, we made it. We made it to another Friday. For those who are alive and well and able to see ourselves, I'm able to see you just as well as you're able to see me. Or if you're listening on a podcast distribution, you're able to hear me, even though I can't hear you, but you're still able to hear me. But again, like always, I want to say thank you. And I appreciate you definitely for being here. I appreciate you just for allowing yourself to be in this space. And I pray that you take what you learn throughout this week and you carry it over into the weekend, and you allow yourself to be healthy in your thoughts and healthy in your process of thoughts as well. Peace. Good morning, Miss Queenie. Great day to you as well. Definitely don't really want to be on long today, but just want to tap into a train of thought. Peace. Good morning. Howdy from Houston. Good morning, Houston. Good morning, LinkedIn. So for all my LinkedIn viewers, I appreciate you for watching, because on LinkedIn, y'all can be doing anything else, but you're right here at Consistency is Currency. Like I always say, your morning podcast of choice. So for what I want you to do today, I think that now, for those that was here yesterday, you know that this is a play on what we were communicating about yesterday about adversity, when we learned that the origin of the word adversity was to turn toward. So I'm extracting, because turn toward was just so powerful and just blown out of the way on how the word adversity, root word, was turned towards. And I was like, wow. Right? I was like, wow, I have to use it. Not use it. Let me change that. I have to acknowledge it first and then empower it, because to turn towards something, there is something there that you have a sense. And in that sense of something, there is a shift of a paradigm inside the mind when it comes to turn towards. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, thank you for being here. Make sure you share this live, because trust and believe you're going to learn something, and whoever you share this with is going to learn as well. So go ahead and take this live, share it into a Facebook group, or those that are on LinkedIn, you can take the link, however you want to do it, share it into your circle, because today is going to be powerful within itself. Look what Queenie said, very powerful. I appreciate you. All right, greetings from Oklahoma, Brother Bowens. How you doing, sir? So let's go ahead and jump. It's warranted. Right? It's warranted. So turn towards. For those who may not be, wait, I got to go back. I almost forgot. I'm supposed to give thanks to those who have been watching it. Like every Friday, I give thanks to on the podcast distribution to tell and to show our reach. So thankful for everyone in the U.S. for listening. India, thank you. Like, these are the countries that listen. India, thank you. South Africa, thank you. Germany, thank you. Italy, thank you. Nigeria, thank you. Puerto Rico, thank you. United Kingdom, thank you. Kenya, Canada, South Korea, thank you. Indonesia, Singapore, thank you. France, thank you. Pakistan, thank you. Russia, thank you. United Arab Netherlands, Australia, Algeria, thank you. Saudi Arabia, wow, thank you. Morocco, thank you. Mexico, thank you. New Zealand, Ireland, Turkey, thank you. Slovenia, thank you. Namibia, Dominican Republic, Austria, thank you. U.S. Virgin Islands, thank you. Thailand, that's the new one, thank you. Ethiopia, that's a new one, thank you. Malaysia, thank you. Belgium, that's a new one, thank you. In the Philippines, we thank you. Apple Podcasts has been holding it down. 56% of the listeners are listening on Apple Podcasts. Spotify is at 15%. Web browser, which is just through the computer, 15%. Podbean, 3%. And other, which is like your iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and stuff like that. So if you have a If you listen to podcasts on your Apple podcast platform, make sure you check out Consistency is Currency and go ahead and tap in. You're able to listen to all of the other episodes because right now we're on episode 224. Yes, I've been doing this for 224 times. I have already went past my anniversary, which is earlier this month. 73% of the listeners are male, 27% are female. So I appreciate you brothers for listening to us out there. The age group demographics is 23 to 27. 82% of my listening audience is between the age of 23 to 27. I love that, especially for young people that want to tap into something different. The 14% of the other age group is 28 to 34. And for my old heads like myself, we're only at 5%. So that's 36 to 44. So I appreciate you for everybody that's listening. So what does that mean? If you want to advertise on Consistency is Currency, that's the age group. Your male audience, 73 to 27. Youngest group is the 23 to 27. So again, shouts out to you. And I appreciate you a million times over. All right. So let's go ahead and jump. You ready? Let's go. All right. So you're going to get definition of words and the etymology of words, which today's etymology is deep. And the etymology of words, meaning we're talking about the origin of the words. And when I tell you the white over red, focus on the words that are in white. If I say the inversion is red over white, focus on the words that are in red because I'm going to give you definitions and then I'm going to give you a twist to it. Right? Boom, let's go. All right. The definition of the word toward is, now I know you've seen the word towards with the S on it or without the S. Toward without the S is really pretty much how we use it in the US. I think in Australia too. But the word towards, when you see it with the S, that's typically how they use it in the UK and stuff like that. So that's why you see there's no S. So toward, in direction of. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is what? Red over white. So toward, paying attention and focusing on direction of. And the reason why I use direction of that I want you to pay attention to is because a lot of times when we seek to find something or seek to go somewhere, we're always constantly and consistently looking for that carnal direction. Right? We're looking for that carnal direction. I am going to the left, or I am going to the right, or I am turning around and I'm going backwards. But what if you actually went in the direction of? That's kind of like somebody saying, man, I'm just going where the spirit moved me, or my intuition is telling me to go in this direction. That's tapping into your toward, that in direction of, like, no matter where I'm supposed to go, I want to go in the direction of. Right? I'm going to say that again, and I want you to pay attention to it. No matter where I am supposed to go, I want to go in the direction of. Because you can say I want to go to the left, and that's not where you're supposed to be. You can say I want to go to the right, but that may not be where you're supposed to be. So we find ourselves going down these ways and going down these paths because we seek some carnal direction that we find ourselves in a hole that we probably could have prevented ourselves from being in because we didn't look at, is it going in a direction of, or are you just going in that direction? Because if you look at the word of means to have purpose, right? Of means to have to be in a particular state. So now the second definition that I want you to pay attention, again, like always, the things that resonate with you, go ahead and put it inside the chat because some people come back on the replay and they read the comments. So drop your jewels too, because I'm gonna drop mine regardless. All right, so the second definition of towards, it says getting closer to achieving. And the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is white over red, which is closer to achieving. again, you almost there, right? You have a sense that you're almost there. You believe that you're almost there. And don't you get that feeling? You might get the feeling of anxiety because you're feeling excited, like, man, I feel it. Like I feel like I'm just at the cusp of of a breakthrough, or I'm just at the cusp of where I'm supposed to be, or I'm just at the cusp of starting this business, or I'm just at the cusp of being where I know I'm supposed to be. But actually turning towards it is going to get you closer because it has no direction. It has a purpose. That's the big difference. Turning towards has no direction, but it has a purpose. Like, is your purpose getting you towards achieving ultimately what you want to achieve? I want you to pay attention to that. Is turning towards it getting you closer to achieving it, or have you just turned in a carnal direction, probably in a carnal direction to where you're not even supposed to be? And the third definition I want you to pay attention to is, it says going on and in progress. Now, I know we spoke about a carnal direction or going in a toward direction. So going on in progress of. So again, I'm not going to the left, I'm going towards where I'm supposed to be. I am moving in a direction that is progressive. That's like people say, oh, we got to move the needle. Like, what in the world is that? I mean, I felt like that. I'm just saying it out loud today. All you jokers out there who be saying, oh, we gotta figure out how to move the needle. I don't want to move no doggone needle. I want to be progressive. Because progression or progressive has no true direction. Just like towards have no true direction. I want to go where my purpose is taking me. I want to go where there is progress, because where there is progress is where you have found your purpose. And once you have found your purpose, you what? You have begun to what? You have begun to progress. And then you can flip the inversion and go to white over red. I'm going on. I'm not allowing you to hold me back. I'm not allowing you to hold me down. I'm not allowing you to push me down. I'm not allowing you to push me away. I am going on. Because I believe. And the third definition, I love this one because this one was so dope. In the third definition, it says about to come soon and imminent. In the inversion on this, of course, well, I can flip it either way, but the original version that I want you to pay attention to is imminent. Don't you know that the word towards is infinite? It's infinite. Because I'm gonna tell you why it's infinite. If you know why it's infinite, if it's infinite to you as you're listening to it, write down why you feel the word towards is infinite, and it might match with mine, whatever it is. But towards is imminent because towards is infinite. It is infinite because it has no carnal direction, but it is only going in a direction of. That's using definition, in the direction of. Because if I'm supposed to be going down this particular path, then the path that I'm supposed to be going down is the path that I'm going to take. I'm not saying I'm going down the path to the left or I'm going down the path to the right. Because if I'm not supposed to be going down the path to the right, then I'm not going to go down there. So it is imminent because it is always going to take me in a direction of peace, or in a direction of joy, or in a direction of where I'm supposed to be. That's why towards is imminent. It's going to happen. It's going to take you somewhere. But are you willing to go there? Are you willing to take the extra time to understand, or the time to be okay, or the time to acknowledge? Because after it is acknowledged of what you're doing, or where you're about to do, or where you're about to go, acknowledgement only allows or increases the encouragement. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. So let's tap into this etymology, right? Let's go ahead and tap into this origin. So the etymology of towards, it says Old English toward. Like, I don't even know how they got that. I guess they was like, you know what? We don't like all these letters in this. So let's just make it Toward. We don't want Toweard. All right, whatever. All right, so the Old English toward, that sounds weird, which is coming, facing, or approaching. Just like we learned yesterday, the origin of adversity is turned towards. So therefore, if I'm no longer running away from my adversity and I am facing my adversity, or I'm turning towards my adversity, so I'm facing my fears, or I'm facing my gift, I'm facing my purpose, I'm facing the habits that I have. In order for me to, I have to look at it and examine it and move in a direction that is progressive. Right? So now in the etymology, it begins to break down towards T-O and then W-O-R-D. So let's break down T-O. So in towards, the Old English of to, it says in direction of, for the purpose of, and furthermore. Your to is your purpose. Like, where is your purpose leading you? In direction of? Are you going towards your purpose? Like today. Like, here it is, going into the 11th month of the year. Have you been moving towards your purpose? If not, furthermore, you have known that you probably could have done something different, right? You probably could have been a little bit more open to the direction of. I'm just giving you the etymology and allowing you to see it from a much more relevant perspective. 2, Old English, in direction of, for the purpose of whatever you want to put after it. And ward, it says Old English of ward, but they spell it weird, but it says toward, literally, and turn toward. Now, the part that I love, which I probably should have highlighted, which is literally, like, either you're going to do this or you're not. Like, literally, what are you going to do? Literally, are you going to go towards that goal? Are you going towards success? Like, success is imminent only when you're going towards it. I'm gonna say that again. Success is only imminent when you are going towards it. Or success is imminent when you turn towards it. Because remember, turning towards have no direction, no carnal direction. Because to turn towards it, that means if I need to shift, I am okay with the shift, because I acknowledge that it's still getting me towards or getting me closer to accomplishing that goal. But I have to literally make a decision on if I am going to acknowledge where I am in order for me to get to where I'm going. I turn towards. So let's go in this dive and close out. this. So in this process, learning about turning toward and things like that, it's like turning towards, to me, is like having the capacity to imagine and have hope. Because if faith is a substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen, or if um if potential is the compound interest of faith, that means your potential can take you closer, or to allow you to get closer towards your goal, only acknowledging that inner potential that you have. Or I am going towards this particular goal, standing on the on faith. I think it was MLK when he said faith is like a stairway. Whatever. Faith is like taking the stairs, taking a step, not knowing that the step is there or something like that. But that's the same thing. Having the faith to turn towards that is the capacity of the images that you have in your head and the hope that you're going to achieve it. Because turn towards really taps into that unique potential that allows every person to shape their very own world. Because I'm turning towards it. I'm not running away from it anymore. I'm turning towards it. And whichever direction that is going to take me, my intuition is going to tell me that I am okay with this direction. Because it allows you to see your infinite goals that takes you down that infinite path. And that's when you really begin to say to yourself, I will accomplish that no matter what. That's when it really becomes real to you. Like, I will accomplish this no matter what. Because I'm turning towards my goal. Because success to me is imminent. It's going to happen as long as I keep working on it. As long as I keep learning these lessons along the way, it's imminent. It will come to pass. And when you base turning towards on mutual support, and you got a group of you guys together, like when it says 2 or 3, or together with a mutual understanding, with a mutual support and a support system, that opens you up to more possibilities of joint actions. Like, you know what? We're all going to turn towards this together. You ready? Yep, I'm ready. You ready? Yep, I'm ready. Let's go. Y'all get excited. The energy gets built up in the room. Everybody is touching and agreeing. Everybody is understanding what the mission is. Everybody understands what the true purpose is. And that's like saying, we're going to take this hill. We're going to take this hill. I don't care if you get to the hill before me, just know that I'm behind you. And when you get to the hill, if there's something that I need to know, just know that I have high expectations of you to let me know, like, hey, when you get around that tree, there's a ditch. So when you're around that tree, I need to go ahead and jump. So now we get to the point of saying, I will go towards. I want you to say turn towards. Put that in the chat. Turn towards. Because turn towards can really build on your sense of self-worth and your sense of self-knowledge, because you're acknowledging more about your strengths, and you're acknowledging more about your abilities, or you're acknowledging more about your natural gifts, or you're acknowledging about the skill set that you have, because you're building on that very thing that you know that you have inside of you. And it actually even builds on your sense of resiliency, because I'm turning towards it. And if I turn towards this and it's not so or unfavorable, just like we learned yesterday, it is an unfavorable. When I turn, I hit this wall, it's like, bam, like, all right, bet. I see you all, right? I see you. I see this knot. So I've learned that direction is not favorable. So I need to go back, consolidate, regroup, and get back to it. Because you've recognized the difference between a carnal direction and turning towards. That's when you recognize the difference. Because trust me, acknowledging the ability to hit that wall lets you know that left is not the direction that we're going. That lump on your head will give you a little bit of insight that turning right was not where you're supposed to be going. Because it will open you up to what? It will open you up to your pivot. Because a pivot only takes place when? It takes place when you acknowledge that where you're going right now may not be healthy for you, or where you're going right now is not beneficial to the goals that you have set out for yourself. So my pivot is going to be going where? Towards. One thing that I want you to acknowledge is your towards could act as your power agency. Like, you can gain strength just by going towards. You can gain more power and more potential just by going towards. Because you begin to acknowledge that I got this. No matter what, no matter where I am, I'm going towards. And then you start to feel that energy like, man, I accomplished that. I did that. And now, because I've done it, I know I can do it again. So turn towards. Deep dive. Come back to surface. And turn towards. Peace. Good morning. How you doing, Miss Myrick? So close this out. Close Friday out as strong as you started your Monday. And be blessed. And remember, I'll see you back on Monday here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. And send somebody a text that you probably haven't spoken to all week. Just tell them you're thinking about them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you miss them, whatever it is. Because you never know, that person probably haven't heard from anybody all week. And it might just be you that would turn them away or turn them around from how they have been feeling. Just send them that message. All right. You guys be blessed. And remember, it's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.